Max results. Welcome to Rochester Real Estate, featuring Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group RE Results and Andy Brownell. Here's Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk, 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Good morning. It's Andy Brownell, and I am joined, of course, on Saturday mornings by Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group RE Results. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning. How are you?
I am actually ecstatic. The weather is finally turning my way.
Well, you know what I always tell you? I am powered by solar, so I am fully charged and ready to go. Yeah, the sun's amazing.
It just...
The little things. It's the little things.
It brightens your mood no matter what.
Oh, my gosh. It sure does.
And we'll probably have to turn on our air conditioners next week.
Probably. That's okay. I'll take it.
Oh, no, I will not be complaining. Even if it is muggy, I will not be complaining. You know what? I was thinking we haven't checked in with you on the local market statistics in a while. Do you have any new ones?
I have a report from May 1st, so
okay.
Just about a week old, but pretty.
Yeah, we haven't covered that.
Recent.
I know that.
Yeah, no. All right, so let's talk about it. In Rochester, we currently have 151 active homes.
Wow, okay.
One of them is below 100,000. 6 of them are between 100 and 200. 34 between 200 and 300. 25 between 300 and 400. And 26 between 400 and 500. So that's pretty decent. That's almost 100 houses below 500,000.
That's the highest number available that you've reported to me this year.
I'd say so. And then between 500 and 600, we have another 11. Between 600 and 700, we've got 10. Between 7 and 800, we've got 5. And then it drops off. Well, no, actually it doesn't. Between 900 and a million, we have 7.
Oh, wow.
But nothing between $1 million and $1,000,001. 2 between $1,000,001 and $1,000,002. 2 between $1,000,002 and $1,000,003. 1 between $1,000,003 and $1,000,004. And check this out: 6 houses available over $1,000,004.
That's I still can't get used to that statistic.
I know it. It's crazy. And those,
I have a question for you about the price ranges that you just listed.
Yeah.
When you're listing a house and you have those threshold numbers, whether it be 200,000, 300, or 400, or 500, do you try to, I'm thinking you go to the grocery store and they charge you $3.99 for something instead of $4.01.
Yeah.
Does that work out in real estate as well?
I mean, it seems like it's been around forever and ever. I've tried other numbers. I don't know that it really matters.
Okay.
Truthfully, it's just kind of the way it goes. Bottom line is that the house is worth what the house is worth.
Sure.
And I love it when people say to me, oh, I'm going to have to get more than that because I'm moving to California and it's very expensive in California. Well, I'm sorry, but the house is worth what the house is worth. And, never, ever in the history of time have they been worth more than they are now, just based on supply and demand alone.
Yes.
Okay?
It just amazes me that they would somehow think that a buyer would care that their expenses will be higher when they're in California.
So therefore they need to get more. But yeah, it's a crazy. But and I get it. And a lot of times people have so much emotional attachment to their house that they add value that isn't there just because of their memories.
Oh yeah.
And
I can see that.
It's hard. But I also tell people you do not have to worry about underpricing your home in this market because we're basically in an autocorrect mode, right? So if you put your house on the market for $450 and you really could have sold it for $455, guess what? There's going to be offers, and there will be offers that go at least to $455 and probably more. So I'm not saying you want any huge, discrepancy.
Discount?
Right, but you don't have to worry about being quite as accurate as we once were.
Okay.
We just don't want to overprice. That's what we don't want to do. We don't want to overprice.
And I hate to say, I'm dying with curiosity. What can you get for less than $100,000?
You know what? I don't even know what it is, but I can promise you it's a fixer-upper.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that because it has already been on the market for 87 days.
Oh, okay. It's a real fixer-upper then.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably not really. And the problem is, in that price point, most people who are looking for super affordable housing don't have all kinds of extra money laying around to fix it up. And if they're trying to get a loan like through FHA, that isn't going to, they're not going to finance it because it's got chipped paint, bad roof, bad windows, all of those things. So there's probably a combination of reasons that house is still available.
Why do you think we're seeing, I know it's only a modest increase, but an increase in the number of homes that are on the market, active on the market?
Well, I do think that people realize that their houses have never been worth more than they have been these last few years, basically since the onset of COVID. Okay, so people realize that, and some people waited it out and said, well, I'm going to be really choosy about where I go, or I'm not sure where I'm going to move, but I think a lot of people are starting to get a little bit nervous because, the rates keep going up to 2%, I think, in this year so far.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's a significant amount. It changes monthly home payments by a couple $100, per month. So I think people are thinking, well, if I'm still going to get top dollar for my house and someone's going to be able to buy it and afford the monthly payments before the rates go up any higher, maybe now's the time to do it.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
So that's probably one of the reasons.
One of the numbers on your housing report that I'm always most interested in is the number of days on market.
Sure. So let's look here. I should finish it. We have 416 houses that are currently pending. Okay, so they have received an offer that they have accepted. They just haven't closed yet. And then in the last 6 months, we've had 858 homes close. So, I mean, that means that, within the last 6 months, we've had over 1,200 go under contract because 858 of them sold and there's still 416 pending.
They're still moving
yes, they sure are. And the average days on market for those that were closed was actually 11 days on market.
Wow.
Yeah. So they are still selling pretty fast. And now that, again, is from the time they go listed to under contract, okay?
Yes.
Then sometimes they have to remove the inspection and then they wait for close. Sometimes it all goes really fast. I was bragging to you last week about this most beautiful property that I listed down on Tepeota Point, and it was a 50-year-old cabin for $689,000, but the most breathtaking view of the river that you can possibly come by. And that thing, so we actually got a lot of showings, a solid day of showings on Saturday, a solid day of showings on Sunday. So we called all offers due by Monday evening. So the seller sat down with me on Monday evening pretty late and made her decision on which offer she was going to take. So we weren't able to turn that offer in until Tuesday morning to the closing company, to the bank, to everybody that needed to be involved. And that was this past Tuesday, mind you, and we closed that house yesterday. So it took from Tuesday till Friday. I said to the person buying the house, it was in multiple offers. I said, this was actually more similar to buying a car than a house, the speed this whole ordeal went. But, I guess I don't blame them. If you've got the most beautiful view on the river, I guess you want to take advantage of it as soon as possible, right?
Yeah, when the weather gets warm, you want that place right on the river.
When the sun is shining.
I'm amazed that with the amount of paperwork that has to be filed and dealt with, both the loan paperwork and the title and that you could possibly get that done.
Okay, well, sometimes people take have a line of credit or a home equity loan, so it's not a full-on mortgage. So in this particular case, it was a cash buyer. So it was as simple as going to the bank, wiring funds. So that part of it. But nonetheless, the closing company still had to do a title search and a plat drawing and get all their paperwork turned around and done, and I'm blown away impressed. That's all I can say.
I am too. That is amazing.
They received it on Tuesday, and the seller was already signing paperwork on Thursday, and the buyers signed on Friday and closed. So I say huge shout out to Annie Clausen and her cohorts over there at Rochester Title, because they did an amazing job, and I have a very happy seller and a happy buyer.
And nobody in that office got any sleep for a couple days.
Probably not Annie, for sure.
Well, Robin, we have to take a break already. Goodness. Well, congratulations on selling the house.
Thanks.
I had a feeling that one was going to go really, really fast.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll return with more Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results after this quick break on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Menards has what you need to grow the perfect lawn, and you'll save 11.
Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Welcome back, everybody. Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results this morning on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM. So we looked at, I guess that would have been the statistics for the month of April.
Yes.
Do you have any, I guess, crystal balls out there that forecast what we might expect moving forward in the future?
Honestly, I think I sound like a broken record. I keep telling people this is not a bubble. The bottom is not going to fall out. The housing market is not going to fall apart. But I actually found an article, so it's not just me talking, and this is called the 2022 Housing Market Forecast. And it says, what does the rest of the year hold for the housing market? Well, here's what experts have to say about what lies ahead. Okay, home prices forecast to appreciate. I've been telling people that they're going to be approximately 7 to 8%, right? I'm talking about our market. This one is nationwide. It says home prices are projected to rise by an average of 9% this year, thanks to continued low housing supply and high buyer demand, okay? And they actually have a graph here with the numbers that are projected from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different experts. And the lowest one is saying 8.25%. And the highest one, who is, this is interesting. The highest two are Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. And Freddie Mac says 10.4% and Fannie Mae says 10.8%. So all the experts are saying prices are going up, okay?
And you were the most conservative of the bunch.
Yeah, and I was really just focusing on our local market.
Okay.
And because I think some of those markets are, oh my goodness, like in our crazy times when we were jumping from 12 to 15% year over year, places were going 30% year over year. So, it all averages out. But mortgage rates projected to rise. Well, no kidding. Based on the current estimate for the peak Fed funds rate, 3.25 to 4.0 in 30-year fixed mortgage will likely peak at between 5.0 and 5.7. There's some variability in the relationship, so we might see rates as high as and as low as the low of 6% range. So, we saw that the Feds raised the rate again. It's the mortgages are not tied directly to that, but seem to be strongly influenced by that.
Yes.
So, our mortgage rates have gone up. No doubt about it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's nothing I can do is tell you they've gone up. Now, I'll say it again. They've been a lot worse. People will keep buying houses. Home sales are expected to perform well this year as people continue to move to meet their needs. Okay, so the 2022 total home sales forecasts, now these are the same experts, they are saying anywhere between 6.3 million sales and 6.9 million sales. So plenty of houses are going to be sold.
I read somewhere else as well that there was a survey that it's close to 25% of all Americans are intending to move sometime during the next year.
Right.
That's a large number.
That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. So this craziness that I've been experiencing, running around like a chicken with my head cut off, it's not going to stop anytime soon. And that's okay. That's okay. You know, I absolutely am thrilled that the market has been so great. I'm thrilled about all the people we've been able to help and navigate through these crazy times. And I actually am geared up and ready to keep going at this pace. I don't know for how much longer, but for right now, I'm still feeling awesome and ready to do it. But when I'm no longer ready to, I have a whole great big team to back me up. So I have the best of both worlds.
That's awesome. That's good news for a lot of folks to hear that team's there behind you, ready. And my close family member experienced that with your team.
Yep. Triada helped, and that was awesome.
She stepped in and did a great job, and
I was out of town, really well. I think, and that's it. They're all so awesome, and we have such a true sense of team. When people need somebody, there's not one person that steps up to volunteer. Within seconds, there's always 3, 4, 5, 6 people. I can do it. When do you need? What do you need? Where I go? So it's awesome. And who the real winners are our clients, of course, because when our clients want to go see something, the answer is always yes. There's always somebody available. And we know how doggone important, timing is. And if you don't get out there, a lot of times, you snooze, you lose, right?
And it amazes me that it continues to this day. And I go back to the beginning of the pandemic when everything just for that short period of time stopped, and then almost immediately caught on fire. And then the fire got even hotter last year, and it's still burning hot. And when I'm saying on fire, I'm talking about the market itself.
Right. Yeah. A report came out this past week looking at the month of March across the United States, and they color-coded it by state. And like the states that were getting the most offers on their transactions are East Coast, West Coast, Texas, and Minnesota. And those are on average still getting 5 or more offers. And then there were just a few states that are just down to on average 2 offers. But on average, sellers are still getting multiple offers depending on how they're pricing and how they're marketing.
But that doesn't mean everybody.
Nope, it doesn't mean everybody. And you know what? We went over this, but I'll say it again because I think it's super important. If you have your house priced right, then you should be thrilled with a full price offer. Now, if you underpriced it, then that would be a disappointment. And if you overprice it, then chances are you're going to be disappointed because you're going to end up getting less than what you initially asked. But when you have it priced right, and we get that offer in that first 3 days of the market, I think I read 65% of the offers are being written 3 days from the time the house comes on the market. So if you get that offer and you get what you're looking for, it makes it so smooth, so stress-free, and it's incredible. And what a difference it makes for the sellers and for the buyers, honestly.
Absolutely. We have to take another break, and we will return. Yeah, I know. Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results this morning. Coming up again right after the break on Newstalk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
20% of the general population have hearing loss.
From Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results. this morning on Newstalk 1340 KROC AM at 96.9 FM. Robin, you mentioned, more inventory out there than we've had in a while. I imagine you have some listings you could share with us.
I have two new ones. I shared quite a few last week, but I think the majority of them are sold. There might be one or two left, but I think the majority have sold. But I do have two new ones that I definitely want to talk about. One of them is located at 1935 Gemini Drive, Southwest. And this one is listed at $449,900. Okay. It was built in 2009. It's got 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a 3-car garage. Let's see. It's got finished 2,512 square feet. It's got a nice exterior with stone and siding combination. Anyway, it's up in Hart Farms. You know where that is.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, popular area. And that one actually just hit the market. So it is, I think, first day on the market was yesterday or today. I'm not sure. But anyway, that one is a nice one for sure. And then, oh my gosh, if you love River Bluffs Lane Northwest, which I've always loved it out there, such a pretty neighborhood. There is a beauty out there. It was built in 1997. It's a big 2-story with a pretty stone arched front and just nestled into the woods. It sits on a couple of acres. I think it's 2.5 acres. And the house has 5 beds and 4 baths and a 3-car garage. That one is finished $4,798. So we should just, for the sake of it, call it 4,800 square feet of finished house on 2.5 acres in Northwest Rochester. And that one is on the market a couple of days, but it is $959. So that one is a beauty, and I suspect will sell pretty darn quickly because there's no way you could build a house that size and with all those amenities, wood floor and granite countertops and custom cabinets and all those things for anywhere near that these days with the prices of construction and lumber, etc. So, and
you mentioned the location too. I know where that's at, and that is a really
it's so pretty
area
out there, isn't it? Yes, it really is. So, I know that we did talk about the fact that we're all super excited to see the sunshine, right?
Yes.
And truth be told, I actually am, right at the top of that list, but I always try to find the glass half full. I always try to find the positive in everything. So when I've been out showing a lot of houses in the rain lately, I tell people it is actually pretty beneficial because houses look their worst on gray, gloomy, cloudy days. So I tell people, if you think this house looks good today, you just wait until you come back and see it when the sun's shining. Truthfully.
Well, yeah,
but from a more practical standpoint, if there is a water issue, if there's any water that comes into the basement, if there's anything, if the lawn pools up and becomes your private lake, if there's any of those kind of things that happen, you just can't hide it when we have rainy day followed by rainy day followed by rainy day. So I tell people it's almost a blessing in disguise to be able to go out and house hunt. Now that doesn't mean I want more rainy days, okay?
No.
Because we can do a fine job in the sun, but just to put a positive light on it, that is the upside of showing houses in the rain.
I had never thought of that. That makes absolutely perfect sense. Just see the house when it needs to perform.
You can see if the gutters are doing their job. You can see, it is nice. It is good.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those things. If it's raining, you don't say, oh, shoot, let's cancel and wait for a sunny day to go show the house. You just come back and see it on a sunny day after you've seen it initially. Because a lot of times,
it even more.
Well, yeah, because a lot of times people are writing offers without inspections these days to win in multiple offers.
That's perfect, because I was actually going to ask you that very question. We were talking about the multiple offers, and inspections came into my head when you were talking about water issues. Are people still waiving inspections?
I'm going to tell you, most buyers really, really, really prefer to buy a house with an inspection. Okay? It's a huge investment. And it's not just words on paper, I'll waive the inspection. They think about, what does that really mean? I don't know too much about this house, and I can't really dig too deep without an inspection. So a lot of sellers, and many of them are being guided by, their real estate professionals, but a lot of sellers are having pre-inspections done so that they can get the home inspected and then lay that inspection report out there so that the buyers do have a chance to look at it. So if it does get into multiple offers and they opt to waive their right to have an inspection, it's not quite as risky because they have the ability to view the inspection report that was already done and provided by, a reliable professional. So that helps.
How about, I don't even know why, this is from left field. With a brand new home, do you need an inspection?
Well, a lot of new home buyers do not get an inspection, and the reason that they don't is because the home comes with a warranty.
Sure.
Okay? So they think, well, if there's anything that comes up, then it's okay because the builder's going to have to do it. But there are definitely people who really want to have an inspection, and typically builders are not worried about it at all because they know that the city inspector is coming out doing their things. But I love that you asked me, because I actually just read an article called "The Most Common Inspection Problems Uncovered in New Homes." So let me just read some of this. It said about 14% of new home buyers, so 1 in 7, forgoes a home inspection, survey finds, okay? But the new homes can turn up problems too. For those who did an inspection, 65% said they uncovered issues with their newly constructed house. And the majority of the problems were minor, and they did not cause any delay in closing. However, about 24% of new home buyers say that their home did not pass their first inspection. Wow.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised.
32% said the inspector found minor issues, and 30% said that their home passed with flying colors. So some of the most common items that popped up were crucial, like home components like HVAC system. Now, what in the world? That means it must have been like installed improperly or something. I'm going to tell you right now, this article was not written around here because we honestly rarely see any issues come up. When new homes do get inspected here, we rarely see any issues because I think our city inspectors do a fantastic job. They're pretty nitpicky. And, I've been there when they've been inspecting new homes. And I've seen them get out the tape measure and measure the inches on the stair risers to make sure that they're, in compliant and up to code, measuring windows, measuring, between balusters on the stair rails. So they really are fussy. And obviously we have, again, other parts of the country might do it differently, but we have very specific inspections, like after the electrical, before they put the walls up and cover the wiring, they have an electrical inspection, and same with the plumbing and same with the HVAC. Yeah. So I feel like when a buyer says to me, we're going to waive the inspection, I feel best if that is a new construction, because I know that house is being thoroughly inspected along the way. All right.
We amazingly are out of time, so we better get your phone number out there.
All right. Okay. Well, so anytime. Yep, feel free to call me. Okay, we're just going to talk over each other. All right. Anybody who needs my help any way I can help you, feel free to call me on my cell phone, and that number is 507-259-4926.
Okay, Robin, thanks so much.
Yeah, have a great weekend.
You too. Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
News Talk 13.
The weather is warming up, so it's a great time to enjoy a perfect day in Golden. Just minutes away, you'll find something for the whole family. World-class trails for hiking and mountain biking, a leisurely stroll along the creek, or captivating museums and galleries. For the beer lovers, the Coors Tours are back open, and we have 9 craft breweries to enjoy. For more information, go to visitgolden.com. The perfect day is closer than you think.